guys, it's Oberstadt. In today's video, I'm going to actually play with my blood sugar palette for the first time. Well, not technically the first time. I have used two shades out of here. And because this is a very red palette, which is one reason why I wanted it, because I didn't own a whole lot of red, I wanted to do kind of like a holiday themed makeup look with some other colors that I have in my single palettes, or the single shadows that I pulled. I've got some greens in this one, a couple bronzy shades, and then I've got some light golds and another green in here. So I'm going to be using those as well as this to create an eye look. And if you guys are interested in seeing what I create using this, then keep watching, because like I said, I've only used, I used a couple more than two shades. I only used two for an eye look. I did use two more shades out of here for part two of my third holiday look. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I do have all of my base stuff done: blush, bronzer, highlight, a lip color. My brows are done, and I did corrector and concealer. So I wanted to go ahead and start off with this done so I look a little bit more human. And it was like 80 degrees yesterday and I was sweating my butt off. I ended up sleeping in this thing last night, and I went to go with the Netflix in the mail this morning. Holy crap, it's like 60 degrees outside. So I don't know how warm it's going to be today, or if I will end up putting something over this at some point. But it's nice and warm in the house. I mean, the heat's still set for I think 72 degrees. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm yammering, so I went ahead and zoomed you guys in. I think I'm going to use my Jeffree Star mirror. That way I don't have to keep picking this up. And I've got the roll cart 4 feet away from me. So hopefully, if I look down, you guys won't just keep looking at the top of my head. So I know I've used the cherry soda shade. Oh, and I do have concealer on my eyelids. Because I found that a lot of Jeffree Star shadows do not like primer, eyeshadow primers that are silicone. So I think I want to go into Fresh Meat. It's like a burgundy shade. I know I want to use that, but before I do that, I'm going to go into Cake Mix and use this in my crease, and then I will use Fresh Meat. So that's where we are starting off right now, is Cake Mix first and then Fresh Meat. And I think I'm just going to do one cohesive look. There isn't a whole lot going on right now for me. I edited holiday look number 1, the eye look part, this morning, and that is currently uploading. The export finished while I was in here doing the rest of my face. So I went ahead and got that uploading. So it'll take an hour and 48 minutes to upload. I certainly won't be recording for that long. But I've got that going, and I've got today's video set to premiere. I've got tomorrow's video scheduled, and I'm sitting there going, okay, I can either edit part 2 of my third holiday look, or I can go play makeup. You see where I'm at? Because I'm not feeling like crud anymore. I was sick. The first 3 days of me being sick, I messaged one of my friends. I was like, can I please play with eyeshadow now? And they're like, are you still running is your nose still running? You still coughing? Is your vision still blurry? I said, yeah. She's like, go back to bed. I'm but I want to play with eyeshadow. I've got that brand new palette. She goes, you probably look like crap. I know you feel like crap. You can't breathe out of one side of your nose. You can't breathe without coughing. Go back to bed. And I'm like, but Mom. And she's like, put your phone down, roll over, and go back to sleep. She goes, your eyeshadow palette will still be there when you're better. You need rest and relaxation and recuperation. I'm like, so the mini controversy palette sat on my bathroom counter, taunting me every time I came in here to go pee, or to take a shower, or to brush my teeth, or there were times when I was sick, I literally would come in here and just sit on the top of the lid of the toilet and just look at my roll cart, and I'd pull the drawers out and I'd look at the eyeshadow palettes in there, and then close the drawer and open the next one and look at those eyeshadow palettes, and I'd probably sit there for 5-10 minutes just looking at the eyeshadows. because I wanted to play with makeup so bad. And I mean, I guess it's a good thing I probably didn't, because I probably would have like sprayed everything in my bathroom with alcohol by now. With the fact that I was sick, and I don't want to like contaminate my makeup with some germs that could easily, you know, be transplanted onto a surface and then, you know, grow bacteria, and then later I go to use that product and I get a mutated form of whatever the hell I had. So it's probably a good thing that I didn't mess with my makeup while I was sick. But being sick for over 2 weeks, it was like, it was so hard not to play with makeup, especially when I had these beautiful new palettes. I'm debating what I'm going to do. Alright, I'm going to grab this little BH shader brush. It's number 5. Go into Fresh Meat. Oh, that was the Ipsy Tetris brush, by the way. I think this might be a little bit too pink for what I'm looking for, but... Right now I'm just worrying about placing the color. I'll worry about blending in a minute. So I want to thank my friends Makeup Geek 44, Carol from Carol Steele Action Plan, and Frog from Frog, I think it's Push Eyes on the Weather, something like that, for keeping me accountable for not playing with makeup while I was sick. It's because of them I didn't get sneezy, cold, cough, germs on me makeup while I was sick. Now, granted, I could also blame them for me not playing with makeup, but it's technically my decision on whether or not I do what I want to do, but the fact that I had friends keeping me accountable for not doing certain things while I was sick was kind of like nice. Kind of like, you're gonna be sanitizing everything if you do try and mess with your makeup while you're sick. And Frog was right when she told me, you know, you're kind of a clean freak. You're a little bit on the germaphobe side, which I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. That she was telling me that I would regret it if I messed with makeup while I was sick. And she's accurate. I would have been upset with myself. Because my eyes are not shaped the same, I have to like make changes to this eye. This eye is deeper set than this eye. This eye is just hooded. So when I say I have partially deep set hooded eyes, this is what I mean. When I look straight forward, the eye socket here goes back, whereas this one folds over itself. So if I'm looking straight ahead at the camera, you can see there is a crease here on my eye, and then it creases a little bit further down here. But this part of my eye up here folds down over both pieces. This one here, yes, it has a crease right here, but it's not nearly as pronounced as the other eye. But it also, the actual socket of my eye goes back further. So when you are working with your eye shapes, I find that just because it looks one way on one eye doesn't necessarily mean it's going to look the same on the other. My eyes are also downturned at the outside corners. So my top eyelid curves down, whereas my bottom eyelid curves up. So if I was to do a wing starting at the corner of my eye, I'm coming all the way down here, which is below where my lower lash line comes up. Which is why when I do winged eye looks, they usually look like very sad J's. Alright, now that I've got that where I want it, I'm going to use the first brush, not picking up any extra product, and I'm just going to blend. That cake mix color is really pretty. It's like a peachy beige shade almost, kind of like a very light salmon and a light brown mixed. It's very pretty. I don't have a lot of like salmon colored shades. I don't really like that kind of color. And see, the one eye looks more blown out than this one, so I'm just gonna... Sometimes when I blend, I notice that I blow out one eye more than the other, which, when I say blow out, I mean it blends out further than I want it to. So instead of it being really close up to my eye, it's further down here than I was anticipating. Which is fine. I'm still happy with how it looks. There's a little bit of patchiness on this eye, but I've got some dry skin over here from sneezing and watery eyes and all the other lovely fun stuff, and I'm still having to like blow my nose quite frequently. I mean, I blow my nose a lot anyways, even when I'm not sick. So I'm just going to refresh the outer corners just a smidge, and then I'm going to go in with a shimmer shade. I don't think I've used this shadow yet since I bought it. This is Honey Baked from Morphe. They call it ES8. So I'm going to grab a flat synthetic brush. And it's dry. It's kind of a more subdued gold. And I'm putting it all over the center, or the beginning part of my eye. And then I'm just going to drag it over that burgundy center line. I'm also going to do the inner corner and underneath the lash line and throw some on my brow bone. So right now we're at 3 eyeshadow colors. And to get the shimmer to stay in place like I usually do, I'm just going to press over it with my finger. And then I'm going to swipe in the center to like blend out those two shades a little bit. And I always use my ring finger. There's a main reason for that. One, it is your weakest finger on your hand. It doesn't do as much damage to your eye area that, say, your index finger would do. You can't apply as much pressure with it, which is, nice. But when I went through cosmetology school, and even before that, when I did like my very first like makeup lessons and how to at skincare and stuff like that at like 14, the woman who was teaching me about makeup was my godmother's sister, and her husband owned a salon in Altamont Springs called Raphael's, because of course his name was Raphael. He was a very, very abusive Frenchman that drank way too much and used to beat Diane, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. He also cheated on her multiple times, and he was kind of a dick. But he was pretty smart with business, and so she was a hairdresser and a cosmetologist, like a full licensed cosmetologist, where she could do like hair and makeup. And they had developed their own like makeup line. Whether it was private label back then or not, I don't know. But both of them were like super serious when it came to how you're supposed to apply things to your face, what direction you like move your hands when you're doing certain things on your face so that you're not damaging the skin. And I think that has always like stuck with me. And even when I went through cosmetology school multiple years later, I asked about that, and my teacher was like, yeah, because I couldn't understand why they recommended not to use, other fingers. And it really boils down to, you don't want to do damage to your eye area. You don't want to add more wrinkles. You don't want to add stress and tension to it. So in order to kind of counteract that stuff, they've started teaching me personally at a young age how to take care of my eye skin and take care of the skin around my eyes. And so every time I see even a makeup artist, somebody that has gone through cosmetology school or esthetician school or even a makeup college, when I see them use like any other finger but this one, it like really like freaks me out and makes me cringe. So I have issues with that. All right, I'm going to throw on the, that's probably the wrong shade, but Oh, you know what? No, I'll use the other one. I'm going to use Bright Now from Aero Enhanced. I'm going to use my Milani Eye Tech Extreme on my upper lash line. And I'm going to throw on my Thrive Cosmetics mascara, and I will be right back. All right, so this is the finished look for using the blood sugar palette, and then I used the One Morphe eyeshadow. Like I said, I've only used a few shades out of here. So far I have used Sugarcane, Cake Mix, Ouch, and Intravenous, Cherry Soda, and Fresh Meat. So that's not very many out of here. There's 18 shades, and I've used 2, 4, 6 out of the 18 shades. So I'm like a third of the way through using it. I could have probably used sweetener on my lid, but it has more of a like pinky peachy undertone than I wanted, and Donor is a beautiful shade, but it's more like a bronzy gold. It really is more bronze than gold, and I wanted more of a gold look, and this is like a very muted gold and mascara on my face. I like how simple it is, and it's like super easy to recreate. All you need is whatever transition shade that you want to use, a reddish burgundy shade and a gold shade. I mean, you don't have to own the 3 products or the palettes that I have. You can use whatever 3 shadows that you have that are similar enough or are the tones that you like, and you can recreate this. I think this would be something beautiful for a holiday party or an office party. If you want to glam it up, just throw on some lashes. You could even go as far as, I've got these like little gem things, and I'll show them to you. I actually picked these up at the craft department at Walmart. So I have red ones, I've got black ones, I have pearls, and I have clear. And what I've been seeing one of my friends doing is she takes these little pearls and she puts them like right up underneath her eye, or she'll put them like in here or on the outside corner, and you can easily dress up a look with something like this. I think this entire pack cost me like $2.49, and what I've done is I just go through and I cut them off. There's like little adhesives. They come off in like kind of a strip format almost. Let me show you. They're like a strip of adhesive, and what I was doing was I was just cutting off like each individual like pearl. I just had one fall off. I don't know where it went. I'll probably step on it here in a minute. But you can easily buy something like this at a craft store, and the adhesive isn't strong enough to like damage your skin. There doesn't seem to be latex in here either, because I am latex allergic. And it just says self-adhesive gems to it says that they will stick to any surface including fabric, paper, wood, plastic, and felt. It just says DIY craft project. It's peel and stick kind of thing. So you don't have to go and buy the actual specific like makeup related gemstones, and like one of those face gem packs I think at Ulta is like $4 and up. So to buy 4 different packs for like $8 or less at Walmart, and I can get multiple uses out of them, I get a lot more product, things like that. Trying to find like alternatives to having to spend more money on things like that, I think that using something like this, as long as you're not allergic to it, is fine. You can also get the ones that are non-adhesive and then just put a bloop of lash glue on the back and stick it on, and you could easily glam up a look with just something as simple as a pearl or a gem, and they don't have to be fancy. So I'm knocking more stuff on the floor. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Hopefully you guys enjoy this holiday color story look. When I think of like December, I think of like burgundies and dark rich emerald greens and golds and silver and bronze tones. That's what I think of. I also think of like navy and eggplant and like the Christmas tree color green. Those are like the things that I think of when I think of like winter in December and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people think of like cool tones and purples and pastel blues and pinks, and see, to me that's like spring colors. So Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.